Hello, hello, hello. I hope you can hear me well. Hello, everyone. I'm just making sure I am live. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do me a favor, if you can hear me and see me just fine, just put yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can see you. So, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This conversation is for heart centered leaders and CEOs who know in their heart things cannot go back to normal in your business regarding establishing or enhancing diversity and inclusion in your business culture. So that's what I want to talk to you about. So this conversation is not for everyone. It's one of those conversations that I say is, painful but necessary because it may offend your mind to really reveal what's in your heart. And so join me today. So who am I? Who am I? Informally, I'm a wife, 25 years. I am a mother of 6 children. I am hurt. I am a black woman in the online space. I'm tired, just a little bit. But the good news is that I'm so tired that it's energizing me. It literally is energizing my already energetic personality. But formally, I am an international empowerment speaker. I'm a best selling author. I'm a talk show host, and I am the creator of the Braless Experience. So, my regular online business is empowering married professional women to show up unapologetically in her brilliance, her business, and her bedroom. But since our world has shifted, the civil unrest that's happening in the African American and Black communities, I have recently vowed to be a part of the solution. And so I want to share with you 3 things heart centered leaders can do right now on their journey to establishing a new normal in your business, culture, and organization. And then I also want to invite you to my free Facebook challenge to learn the top 5 things you must do to enhance diversity and inclusion in your organization, even if there's a learning curve. And so it's funny because everywhere I've worked in corporate America, I've always been that employee, right? I've always been that employee that if I felt that there was not inclusion in the workplace, I would always say something to the CEO, a very professional conversation, but I would always say something to the CEO. And so little did I know that that hidden passion of advocacy for inclusivity has always been there. And so as the civil unrest happened in our world, I knew as an entrepreneur, I knew as an online leader, I needed to address my community. But I didn't know what to say. And I didn't know if my words would have value because I was not that Black Panther chick dying for the revolution. I was not that person. I have plenty of friends who are and who do phenomenal work, but that wasn't me. And so I didn't know if my words would be received. And so what happened is one day at 10 o'clock at night, I told my daughter, it's time to go live. I'm going live. I don't know what to say. I don't have anything scripted out, but I'm going live. And so I literally prayed. I literally prayed. Like before I went live, I literally prayed and said, God, please let my words be received in the heart that I'm sharing it. Please don't let my words be taken out of context. And so, said that quick prayer, I hit the go live button. Before my Facebook Live was even done, I was invited to a town hall. I was invited to join a podcast, and I was invited on a talk show before the live even ended. And so people heard what I had to say. People heard me for me and not for anything I thought. They heard me. They heard my heart in the whole situation. And so I was, super, super grateful. And sorry. And since then, even one of the online entrepreneurs, you've heard of her if you know her, Marie Forleo. Marie Forleo and her team watched my video and emailed me after they watched my video. And since then, I have been invited to speak and train and so many things beyond what I could have ever imagined. Totally didn't see that coming. And so it just continued so much that I decided to intentionally be a part of the solution. So I said, you know what? If people hear what I'm saying, then I'm going to say something. And so I, made it a part of, making the decision to do trainings for leaders and CEOs for their organization to change the business culture, because heart-centered leaders know you cannot go back to business as usual. You just cannot. And then many times, I have, Caucasian friends that say, Leona, I don't know what to do and I don't know what to say, because they're not used to doing anything and they're not used to saying anything. But now, when you know better, you want to grow better. And so that's how I'm here today, sharing insight for leaders, because leaders, they want to do better. They, and your organization really wants to know your heart and they want to know where you're at. So let me share 3 things heart-centered leaders can do right now on their journey to establishing a new normal around diversity and inclusion. Number 1, you as a leader need to call a mandatory meeting with your team, whether it's you and your spouse because you're a solopreneur, or your team of 25 or more, right? Whoever makes up your business culture, call a mandatory meeting. And what that meeting looks like is, the meeting is, you're saying to your team, to your organization, a conversation would go something like this. I'm calling this meeting because, due to the civil unrest in our country, I know as a business culture, as a heart-centered leader, I want to be a part of the solution. I may not know what to do, and I'm going to be, researching help as to how I can best serve this organization, but I'm willing to be a part of the solution. And so your team, they need to know where you stand. Now, if you are a, person of color, your team is not going to question where you stand in solidarity with the Black community. They're not going to question that if you're a person of color. But they're going to have some questions if you're a Caucasian leader, because they don't know where you stand. And so you need to answer that question for your team. Doesn't mean you have all the answers and you know exactly what to say, but put your team at ease and rest and confidence that you stand with the African American and Black community and you're willing to make the steps accordingly. So that's the first one. The second is update your website with a simple statement of support. Woo! I get emotional just thinking about this one. Update your website with a simple statement of support. You've seen it, Ben and Jerry's, Netflix. They've simply put a statement on their website, simply saying, we stand in solidarity of the Black and African American communities. Some companies, some larger organizations, they actually put a learn more link, and you can click on the link, and then they have a whole outline of the policies and trainings and the things that they're doing in their organization. But it means the world when I encounter and connect with a business partner or a collaborator or whoever I'm doing business with, even as a client, and I see that statement on their website. It not only, you know, confirms that I've connected with the right organization, it makes me want to shout them out even more. So update your website so your clientele, your collaborators, your partnerships know where you stand as an organization, right? The mandatory meaning, and number one is for your team to know, but your outside community collaborators, clientele, they need to know where you stand. Okay, so that's number two. And then number three, schedule a diversity and inclusion training and bring in a leader who can facilitate a conversation around race. Now, as you know, everybody cannot facilitate a conversation around race. And so you want to be really, really intentional of who you bring in. And of course, this is a mandatory meeting, mandatory paid meeting for your team. And so once you have that date set, email your team and let them know when that date is, right? And so these are some of the things you can do right now. I'm leaking. These are some of the things you can do right now to, be a part of the solution. So I want to invite you. I'm having a free 5-day Facebook challenge. And in this Facebook challenge, it starts this Thursday. It's going to give you 5 strategies, the 5 things you must implement right now to enhance workplace diversity and inclusion, even if there's a learning curve, right? And so what you're going to find in this free Facebook challenge is a community of leaders who want to be a part of the solution. Listen, your team, your clientele, your family, your friends, they want to support you, but they need to know where you stand. And so in this, challenge, you're able to ask questions, and I'm going to outline each day what you can do to, really solidify, diversity and inclusion in your business culture so that you can establish a new normal. There has to be a new normal. So, and another thing I would just encourage is that, you can't pour from a empty vessel. And what I mean by that is if you don't have in your vessel a built relationship with the African American community, you can't pour and serve a community you don't have a connection with. And so it's super, super important to build relationship in the African American community. During this challenge, we are going to have some hard conversations. Listen, we're going to have some hard conversations, but you're not a leader. You're not a CEO because you chose the easy route, right? You know that there are some tough things in life that you learn from, and it positions you to grow differently, right? So when we learn better, we grow better. When we do different, we grow different, right? And so join the Facebook challenge. It's free. Let's be a part of the solution together. You know, you can learn more about me at heycoachcarter.com. And thank you so much for, you know, I see the comments here. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Brienne, Miss Hennessy. Thank you so much for joining me. Another Leona. Hey, Catherine. Yes. So thank you so much for those that, man, that are allies. Like, thank you to allies. I mean, this work is, it's not for everybody, but it's painful but necessary. It has to be done. So I just wanted to thank everybody for joining me today. Click the link, join the Facebook challenge. I have the link above this video. And if you have any questions, post it in the chat. I will follow up, you know, with your thank you so much. I will follow up with your questions. And thank you again so much for just really being a part of the solution, because leaders, heart-centered leaders and CEOs, we need you. Thank you so much for your time.